One of the last great American goalkeeping performances, people will remember the 2014 World Cup. Tim Howard. Jürgen Klinsmann was in charge of the U.S. team then. He is, of course, now our colleague, frequently appearing on ESPN FC, where he had something very interesting to say about Mauricio Pochettino. Let's check it out.
I think he's a fantastic appointment. I think he lifts the mood with all the soccer fans in this country, because obviously he has experience on the highest level. You know, he played the game himself, so he can show the players a bit where he comes from as a player. But then also look at that resume he has as a manager. You know, being in different parts of the world and having a lot of experience, and having a good idea also what it means, you know, on the Hispanic side of things, you know, which is a big part in the United States. I think it's a massive appointment. It's exciting. I'm really thrilled about it. Keep my fingers crossed for him. It's not going to be an easy one. I mean, for sure not, because obviously the expectations are also high. You go to a World Cup in your own country. It will rock in 2 years from now, hopefully. and he doesn't have any qualifying games, so this is it's tricky because he's playing pretty much only friendly games. They have the Gold Cup next summer as a kind of a little competition, but you cannot compare the Gold Cup to a Copa America or a European Championship. So he doesn't have much of highly competitive matches, but I think the appointment is very exciting, and I'm sure that the players are excited as well.
All right, Herc, what do you make of Jürgen Klinsmann's comments there? You think it's going to be tricky for Poch without World Cup qualifiers?
Always tricky with no World Cup qualifiers. And listen, Jürgen, for as much as he's taken from a certain sector of fans, a lot of pundits, ex-players, Tim Howard in particular, he's always stayed classy. He's always stayed true to himself, and he's never giving, as Matt Turner would say, those vultures something to chew on. This is more proof of that. And he's right. One of the biggest obstacles for Mauricio Pochettino is the lack of qualifying games and what you could potentially do down the road. Listen, we had JT Batson here, and he says they got a plan for that. Well, you better. U.S. Soccer better, because this is something that could seriously hamper Pochettino and what he's trying to accomplish with this team going forward.
Yeah, the Gold Cup is coming up. That's kind of TBD, right? We don't know what the FIFA Club World Cup's going to do to that, what kind of players might be missing for a tournament like that. Nice shot there from Jürgen Klinsmann, reminding us where the Gold Cup is, kind of in the international pecking order. Not that he's wrong. I think there's obviously a disadvantage, Herc, not to having your World Cup qualifiers, but Klinsmann also says it's there. It's a home World Cup. Like, doesn't the advantage of being at home outweigh whatever you're going to lose in your World Cup qualifiers? How many hosts haven't made it out of the group phase?
Well,
right?
the
How
last
many hosts have gone on to do great things? Okay, there's two, South Africa and Qatar. Russia made the quarterfinals. I think it's a little bit more of an advantage.
South Korea made the
home.
semifinals. Yes.
Right?
I get it. I get it, Seb. But, and please take this for what it's worth. But when has the U.S. proven to be a fortress for the U.S. men's national team? You have to specifically go to a soccer-specific stadium in Ohio during extreme weather to get some sort of home field advantage. So I ask you, when they put these games in football stadiums with the rest of the world, how much of an actual home field advantage are you going to have?
It's a fair question, and we won't really know until 2026 when we see the crowds. Hopefully the crowds will be bigger as a result of the manager that they just hired and some of the players and what they're doing.